Hello and welcome to episode 4?
3.
I think it's 4. It's either 4 or it's 3. 3B. I think it's episode 4 of our book chat podcast. In the last one, we started to look at some picture books that we've read in year 5. And this is the second part of that podcast, really. So we're going to look at 2 other picture books that we've come across. And all 4 of the books we've looked at, I would say, are picture books that are aimed at slightly older children. So we've got The Highwayman, which is quite an old poem by Alfred Noyes, and this is a version that's illustrated by Charles Keeping. And we've got Michael Rosen's Sad Book, which is illustrated by Quentin Blake. Which one do you want to start with? Okay.
Sad Book.
You want to start with Michael Rosen's Sad Book? Okay. This is a book that we read in guided reading. And does anybody want to introduce it and tell us what it's about? And it's a really, really good book. It's quite moving.
It's about all the things that make Michael Rosen sad, and there's a lot of things, and it's like in his sad book, it's like a way to stop feeling sad and what he does to stop feeling sad.
Well, and it tells you about the stuff that sometimes makes him sad and how he kind of gets through it.
Do you want to read the start of it out so we can give people a feel for what it is? I think all these books are quite difficult to read on a podcast without the pictures, but I'll try and put some of the pictures up. Okay.
This is me being sad. Maybe you think I'm being happy in this picture. Really, I'm being sad, but pretending I'm being happy. I'm doing this because I think people will like me if I look sad.
And could you just describe the picture?
So it's like him, he's looking really smiley, but it's you can kind of tell that it's sort of not real. Sometimes sad is very big, it's everywhere, all over me. Then I look like this, and there's nothing I can do about it. What makes me most sad is when I think about my son Eddie. He died. I love him very, very much, but he died anyway.
Okay, what were your first thoughts when you read that book, Tegan?
It's quite sad and depressing, but I quite liked how it's not all soppy, sloppy, I
miss him so much.
yeah, oh Eddie.
Yeah.
And describe that.
Yeah, you say it's. Did anybody else find it depressing?
Yeah. It's sort of because you're it's telling him about his real life and it's real.
Does he find a way to deal with his sadness as the book goes on?
Yes.
What do you
I'm
think,
pretty sure he does. I think he does, but he tries to help himself to good so he can forget about all his sadness.
Yeah.
And just be grateful and things for what he's got.
Yeah, and he says he tries to do things every day, doesn't he? That he tries to make space in the day to do something that he enjoys doing, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody. And I don't think he gets through his sadness as such. I think it's more he accepts it.
Yeah, he sort of feels happy, by doing things that he likes and not thinking about it. He just accepts it and he doesn't overcome it.
Yeah, he almost accepts it. It's it's a part of him that's probably not going to go away. I'll tell you a little story about this book. My wife can't read this book. She's tried to read it about 2 or 3 times, and she just can't read it. She gets to this page where it talks about his son Eddie, and it's a little illustration montage of Eddie.
He was a baby in the bath as a toddler, and then playing football with his friends, reading a book in bed. Is that at the pool?
Looks like it's at the beach or the pool, yeah.
And then
maybe at school.
Yeah.
And then when she gets this last picture, she just can't get past it. She just cries, and she's tried 2 times to read the book and just can't get past
but
it.
It's sad because it's not a picture; it's just white.
I know. I think that's the saddest page in the book. Would you recommend this book to people, or is it?
If they're
can get past sadness, and they're not like, they don't overreact.
Okay.
So much.
How do you think this book would make you feel if you felt sad? Would you think it'd be a book that helped you?
It might have like helped you sort of like because it might like make you feel a bit better because then you know that other people are feeling sad, not just you.
Well, I think that maybe like if I was sad, I wouldn't really read this because it does help you. But then when you get to that, you think, well, there's like no going back now. They are gone.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. What about you?
I think like Erin, so like it would help because you know that other people have been sad as well. It's not just you, and how you can accept it. There's a part of you, and but also like Emily, some people wouldn't really. Because some people would just be really sad reading it because it might remind them of them.
Sometimes maybe you want to take your mind off it and read something completely different. Does anybody think he was quite brave to write?
I think it was
Yeah, he was
writing the
really
book.
brave to
Why?
like that.
Why do you think so?
Because Michael Rosen is like a very popular author, and if he wrote that and then people read it, and then they were like, "Oh, that makes me really sad. I'm not going to read any of his books anymore."
Maybe, but it's also it's not a story, is it? That he's made up. He's been really honest, and it's about his own life and his own family.
It might make people like him more because they know what he's really like.
Okay, we'll move on to the next book now. So the next book we're going to look at is a picture book called The Highwayman. Does anybody want to introduce this book? Okay.
The Highwayman is about two people who love each other. One of them's a highwayman and he steals things. And he goes away to probably rob something. And he tells Bess he's going to come back at midnight, and Bess is who he loves. And this man who likes Bess as well, he tells the king's guards that about the highwayman there, and when the highwayman comes back, the guards have already
They've captured Bess, haven't they?
Yeah, captured Bess.
Why have they captured Bess?
So that it could be like a trap so the highwayman comes.
Shall we say any more, or will that be a bit of a spoiler?
It'll be a spoiler.
We'll leave it there then. Does anybody want to talk about the style of the pictures in this book? Because really different to any of the 3 picture books we've looked at so far in these 2 podcasts.
Well, the pictures they're really good and illustrated, but they're quite different to what you would expect them to be. They mostly go with the story, but some of them, if you look at the picture first, you don't really get what's going on until you read the next page.
Yeah, I think I know what you mean. They're a bit more mysterious, the pictures. What do you notice about them?
Well, they're like Chris Priestley's pictures. In Tales of Terror, they're very similar to these.
Well, they're black and white for a start, aren't they?
Yeah, and then they're all really detailed but simple.
Yeah. What do you think? Pen and ink, pencil.
Pen and ink.
Yeah, I think so.
It's also really sort of weird because halfway through the book it changes and goes to and then at the end it goes to black and white and all ghostly.
Why does it do that?
So then to show that the highwayman.
Spoiler alert. Yeah, you can say it, it's okay.
The highwayman the highwayman dies, and then because because when the guards come, Bess shoots the trigger on the gun and shoots herself to warn the highwayman to go away. But then the highwayman's so angry that he comes back. The guards kill him, and then at the end it's all ghostly to show that the highwayman
So another nice uplifting Year 5 book.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Which character interested you the most in The Highwayman? I think there's probably two main characters, but I find them both fascinating. But which one interested you the most?
I like the other guy who likes Beth.
Oh, the stable guy. Yeah. It's not doesn't really work on a podcast, does it? But there's the picture of the
The
stable
weird
guy.
person with the weird.
Okay. Why did he interest you?
Because, like, if there was someone that you liked and there was someone else that you liked, I mean, you wouldn't really kill the other person or try and like.
Can anybody relate to what he did?
Like he was like jealous.
Absolutely.
So he like snitched on it, but then it went wrong.
Did he want the Highwayman to die?
I think he probably did. I certainly don't think he wanted Bess to die. He wanted the Highwayman out of the picture, I
So,
guess.
He wanted to just like kill the Highwayman, but then Bess like loved him as well, loved the Highwayman sort of. So it all went wrong.
Even if he got the Highwayman out of the picture, do you think Bess would have gone for this guy?
No.
How was the artist shown this guy, Freya? What's he done to make you form an opinion of the stable guy?
Well, he's kind of got his hands like that, like in a really weird position. So, like, as in mad, and his hair's all wavy and
He hasn't made him
frayed and-
very attractive, has he?
And like or like a bit like electrified hair.
Okay. Which character interested you the most?
Probably Bess.
Yeah. Tell me more.
Because I don't think she knew about. No, she did know about the Highwayman, but I don't know if she saw him. So she
What do
would,
you mean when she pulled the trigger?
Yeah, I don't. Did she like?
Why did she pull the
See.
trigger?
So that the Highwayman wouldn't come, and then he wouldn't die. But then he did die.
What do you think about the action that Bess takes to warn the Highwayman?
It's like it shows that she really, really cares about the Highwayman, and that she would give her life to save the Highwayman.
Or it's just like she's like a really nice person, and she would give up her life to save someone else's.
Ultimate sacrifice, isn't it? And in the end, is it worth it? Is it a futile?
Well, it's a bit not worth it because he dies anyway because he's got some mad.
Yeah. Would if you think about the other stories we've read, some of the ancient Greek stories, would you say this fits as a tragedy?
More than a tragedy.
Probably, yes.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
can imagine that being a great match.
Yeah, you could, couldn't you? It's got that feel to it. Now, I think to finish off, I wouldn't mind if somebody would just read the first page or two, because I think the language in The Highwayman is one of the reasons it's been such a popular poem for many years. Okay.
The wind was a torrent of darkness among the gusty trees. The moon was a ghostly galleon tossed upon cloudy seas. The road was a ribbon of moonlight over the purple moor.
And the Highwayman came riding, riding, riding. The Highwayman came riding up the old inn door. He'd a French cocked hat on his forehead, a bunch of lace at his chin, a coat of the claret velvet and breeches of brown doe skin. They fitted with never a wrinkle. His boots were up to the thigh.
And he rode with a jaw twinkle, his postal boots a twinkle, his rapier held a twinkle under the jawed sky.
Over the cobbles he clattered and clashed in the dark inn-yard. He tapped his whip on the shutters, but all was locked and barred. He whistled a tune to the window, and who should be waiting there?
But the landlord's black-eyed daughter, Bess, the landlord's daughter, plaiting a dark red love knot into a long black hair.
Creepy.
It's very beautifully written, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love the start that Freya read. The wind was a torrent of darkness among the gusty trees.
It's quite hard to read.
It is. Once you get into the rhythm, it kind of becomes easy, doesn't
Because
it?
some poems they don't rhyme.
Yeah. And it almost it recalls itself when you get to the end.
And then it's like the same picture.
It's almost, and then the words are very similar as well, but it's got a ghostly feel to it.
Oh, the writing at the end is creepy as well because it's like saying it as if it was in the past,
Yeah.
but it's the same picture.
Okay, well, thank you very much, guys. And that concludes another episode of our Year 5 podcast.